At this juncture, we are honored to have this wonderful woman with us here today, one of the icons of leadership in the Junior Chambers International Rojas. Ladies and gentlemen, to give her opening remarks, let us welcome the President of JCI Ross Makawiwili, Miss Joanne Adonai. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello. Thank you, Miss Mia. Um, Good afternoon to everyone of you who are here today. So in behalf of JCI Rojas Makawiwili, I want to thank Miss Lira for this opportunity to collaborate with FCU Senior High School on this leadership talk. Let me start by quoting names of a few famous leaders from history like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, and the list is truly endless. But what was common in all of them that made them such famous and remarkable leaders? It was their qualities that persuaded people to respect and follow them. We have all seen and heard about so many leaders in our daily lives. Also, we have come across some of the best qualities that a leader possesses. Leadership is all about being diligent, active, selfless, visionary, calm, and helpful. It is also about being a good listener. To our dear students, the qualities required for leadership are not cultivated in a day, but it does not mean you can never learn them. Leaders who possess great leadership qualities have learned and earned them with time. Leadership is all about thinking for the benefit of others over the benefit of self. It is thinking for society and linking of self-goal to the goal of the society. The real essence of leadership is when a leader pays attention to the needs of the followers and work in the direction to fulfill those needs. The history is filled with stories of various types of leadership and leaders, but all reflected one common trait, selflessness. To conclude, I would like to add that to be a great leader is equal to being a great human. To be a great leader, you need to have the quality to lead the making. So start cultivating them and be a source of inspiration for others too. So much thank you to all of you and hope you will learn a lot from our speaker today, who is truly a great leader. Again, thank you and have a great day ahead.
Thank you, good Miss Joanne, for that wonderful remarks. For the second day of training, we will be having a wonderful speaker that will equip us with the necessary skills that we need for the whole school year of governance. Without further ado, to introduce our speaker for this afternoon's talk, may I call on... Ay, yes, ma-picture kita gali danay. Yes, ma-picture kita gali danay. Okay, may I request everyone to please open your cam. Ano ganyang hand sign, Miss Layers? And do the, okay. Do high five, doon siya kuno guys. This is the hand sign of the JCI.
Mia, pwede ako makashare sang screen?
Yes po.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Again, I would like to request everyone na mag-open cam and do the hand sign just like this. Okay. Sino ma-picture nin? Okay. May ma-picture na. Okay. In my count, 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2. Last. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Pres.
Thank you, Miss Joanne. Going back to introduce our speaker for this afternoon's talk. May I call on our FCUSR Senior High School PBL Mayor, Miss Julaine Laubenia.
Good afternoon, everyone. This task of introducing our speaker this afternoon is a great privilege. She is a woman of virtue and simplicity, After all, she's a living inspiration to us young ones. She finished in 1989 her grade school in St. Mary's Academy of Capiz, completed her high school journey in St. Scholastica's College, Manila in 1993. Because of her willingness and pioneering spirit, she's able to finish her college in Ateneo de Manila University, AB Economics, in the year of 1997. Her two distinct pop-up perseverance and hard work as she graduated her post-college diploma in University of the Philippines, Dos Baños, Language Studies, and postgraduate diploma in University of the Philippines, Western Visayas, Masters in Business Administration in the year of 2018. She is a woman who happened to be born with such brainy and a versatile person. She also gained a bunch of work experiences. She is a former executive secretary in Prama Foundation. Back in 1998 to 2002, she was the Capiz Times General Manager and Sampaguita Print Masters General Manager. She is also a General Manager in Sampaguita Petron Service Station in the year of 2002 to 2005. She is also an economic teacher or real estate management professor in College of St. John LaSalle, supervised from year 2000 until now. A marketing manager in San Antonio Resort Village Incorporated from year 2005 until now. And she is also marketing director and trainer in Anchor Development Corporation from year 2003 until now. She is also the president of JCI Rojas Makawiwili back in 2016. In 2019, she is the president of Rojas City Council of Women. In 2018, she is the president of Capiz Lioness Lions Club. She is also a speaker, coordinator of Christian Family Movement. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mrs. Rosemary Thursday O. Honrado.
Thank you for that nice introduction. Is my audio okay? You can hear me well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So let me share my screen. Okay, so we ended there. So Mia, may I ask you to help me in the admittance of further participants from
Yes,
this
ma'am.
point on, because I'll be sharing my slides and I will not be able to pay attention.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you for helping me, Mia. So just as a reminder to everybody for Zoom etiquette, please keep your video or camera open at all times. Only close it when you're away from your keyboard. I know that most of us are used to listening to our classes and attending seminars with our videos closed. But I would like you to do this as a practice out of your own conviction that keeping your cameras open is actually a way of showing respect to the speaker or the other persons in attendance with you. Because although we are in a virtual seminar, it's still good to see each other's faces. Although we are not physically face-to-face, but it's still good to see each other's expressions and really connect somehow, even though we are not physically together. So just as, you know, for your own sake, not necessarily for my sake, please keep your camera open, and so that we can make this a more human interaction rather than it being that of just a machine or a gadget. So also be alert in using the mic, the chat box, and answering the polls. So you guys may be familiar already with unmuting yourselves or opening your cameras, even making comments on the chat box. So Mia, please help me also. Sometimes if I do not get to read the messages sa chat box, please
Yes, ma'am.
voice it out, no? And also there will be polls that we will be having, no? So that means there are things for you to answer. So this is pretty interactive because I really want to get to know you guys and see what challenges are ahead of you that I can help you with. Now, when you need to ask a question, just raise your hand, your virtual hand in Zoom for any questions or comments. Please wait to be called before unmuting yourselves so that our mics do not contest with each other. And then freely use the chat as well for other questions and comments in case you were not that, your connectivity may not be so good, so your audio may not be so clear. So use the chat box, and you're free to use the reactions as well, should you feel you want to express yourself that way. And then when answering the polls, okay, for those who have not answered polls before, these are questions that will appear on your screen. And then be sure to click only one answer and not to press exit, because you only get one chance to answer. And then when you click your answer, the submit button is going to appear, and then that's the only time you submit. Now, when you do the polls, because this is for you and not for me, be honest, no? It's anonymous after all. I will not know your answers connected to your name. So when the poll results come out, I will just know the statistics of the participants in today's seminar. Okay, so let's proceed. As was mentioned already by the very nice lady who introduced me, I just want to further add to the details. No, you may wonder why I'm in front of you right now, other than having probably similar experiences as me. No, you guys will probably experience also that you were class officers when you were in grade school. So that was the same for me at St. Mary's Academy of Capiz. I was always, though, like a business manager, never amused. And I hardly ever was the president either, because I was never the first honor in my class. So, but I was always in the honors. So I was always like in the middle officers. Because as you know, you may have experienced that also. When you're in grade school, the president is always the first honor. The vice president is always the second in honors, right? So when I was in high school, I was also part of the student council, just like you, in St. Scholastica's College in Manila. And although I'm from the province, and Tagalog was a challenge, of course, but my name is kind of easy to remember, no? Because Thursday is the fourth day of the week. That was the day I was born. And when it came time for election, I could have easily won as president had I wanted to, just by name recall alone, no? Because the school was really big. It was like 4,000 students, no? 1,000 per year level. And I had the advantage of my name. But then the vice president was the one in charge of outreach for the school. So that was important to me, to serve the community. And I decided to run for vice president just for that, no? And when I was in college, I was also in the Servini Eliaso Association. I was the president of all the Provinciano in Ateneo. And we stayed in the same dorm, no? Sursa was for the dorm. Servini was the dorm for the males, and then Eliazo was the dorm for the females, and I was president of that also. And as such, I was a representative, like you guys, in the student council of the whole school. I did not get the chance anymore to be in student council when I was in UP because I was busy with the master's course. And eventually, I ended up with my job with the family corporations of San Antonio and Angkor. I'm a real estate broker by profession, and in San Antonio Resort, I was also the marketing director. Now, I also teach at College of St. John, real estate management as well as economics. So these are the civic organizations that I am with. I feel this is important to share with you because in all these civic clubs, I was also in leadership. So when I started in 2016 as president of JCI Rojas Makawiwili, Pres John is 5 or 6 presidents after me now. And in 2018, I was the president of the Capiz Lions Club. And actually, I was the charter president of that, meaning when you say charter president, you're the one who started the club. And After that, I also became the chairman of the Council of Women Organizations. So JCI Roas Makawili is an all-female organization. The Capiz Lioness are also all-female. So I put together all the female organizations in Capiz. That's like 13 to 15 female organizations. And I chartered or started also the Rojas City Council of Women Organizations Incorporated. And all throughout this time, no, I was with the Christian Family Movement from the age of 16. And I would always be sharing, no, and helping in the evangelization of families. So that was one of my goals when I was doing my community service. No, even though I was working with the different organizations, I would still have time for outreach. No, I really did feel that as a child of God, we should serve others and make other people's lives better. Okay, so I noticed that most of you are female here. There are only like a couple of males in the attendance, no? Why is that? First, Joan, maybe there are a lot here that you can recruit for our organization. No, why is it that you guys are mostly female? What is happening? You know, during my time, a lot of the leaders were male. What's happening these days? Can anyone tell me, Mia? How come kagamay lang sa mga lalaki subong sa leadership? What do you think? What's your opinion?
Ma, I don't know. Since junior high school, very dominant din man for me ang mga girls. I don't know, maybe interest, sense of interest. Maybe boys are more likely to indulge themselves into sports or other things.
So if you would allow me, is Nino still here?
Yes,
Nino
ma'am, I think.
Angelo. Nino, can you share?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes,
why
ma'am.
are you a rare commodity these days? In my days, there were a lot of males in the student council.
Perhaps, ma'am, in choosing my the people in my party in the beginning of the election, I chose the people who exhibited great leadership on their group, ma'am. And little did I know that I will eventually realize when we were elected na nga, the group is full of females. And perhaps siguro, ma'am, because of the work ethics of the opposite gender, I'm not saying man na the men are less interested or doesn't have good work ethics. It's just that siguro most women are really dedicated sa work nila, and they really commit themselves to their goal. Perhaps that's one of the reasons, ma'am.
I'll accept that. I do like the fact that you went after character, not necessarily the gender, no? So it's not about being male or female, it's the characteristics and the personalities, attitudes that matter in leadership, and that is so true, no? Thank you, Nino. Is it Nino or Nino?
Nino, ma'am.
Yeah. So these are our objectives today. We're going to define what is an effective leader. I know I'm supposed to give you tips on being a good leader, but what is really a good leader? For me, if you're going to be in a leadership position, you might as well be effective. So I would rather define what is an effective leader. Because if you guys are going to be in a position to make changes, to answer to the needs of the community and your studentry, you have to be effective at it. Okay, you have to have the solutions to the problems that your studentry and your population is going to face. So another objective for today is you're going to know what are the qualities and attributes of an effective leader and measure yourself to that. So we're going to evaluate, do you have what it takes to be a good and effective leader? Do you have the attributes and qualities needed for effective leadership? And then we're going to identify the strengths and weaknesses you have in leadership. That's why the polls are important during this training, because I want you to assess and be able to see for yourself, no? What are the things you need to work on so that you can be a better, more effective leader? And then we're gonna try to create resolutions at the end of this training on how you're going to improve yourself. You know, it's not enough that you just listen. You have to take something away from this. And that's something that you're going to take with you is something that will improve you as a leader. Okay, so that our hour together today is not going to be wasted. No, I hate wasted time. So you use the chat group there that you know how to use the chat, right? You guys have been chatting to each other and some, type 1 if you think leaders are born. Some of us are born dominant, some of us are born charming. Are leaders born? Or type 2 if you think leaders are made, meaning you work at it. You practice being a good leader. You learn it along the way. No, there are attitudes and characteristics that you have to develop in yourself in order to be a good leader. Type 3 if you think it's both. No, some leaders are just have the characteristics of a good leader, and the rest that they're weak in, they develop. And then type 4 if you don't know. Okay, so please do that. Type 1 if you think leaders are born. Type 2 if leaders are made or develop. Type 3 if you think it's both. And type 4 if you don't know. Interesting. Are you all answering? Answering? Okay.
Arma.
You know, there used to be a time they used to believe, especially during the World War II, that they believe leaders are born. Thank you for your answers in the chat. You have to have the looks of a leader, the height of a leader. You know, how can you be a leader if you do not even tower in height over men? So that's how they used to think. But in the current definition, it's more leaders are made. But then, all the attitudes that you need, the qualities that you need, you're not born with them. You know, you develop them. And what's important is the desire for leadership. However, if you answer 3, that can also be true, because it's easier for tall people, good-looking people, people who are born aggressive, not shy, no, good-looking people. It's easier for them to lead. That's true also. But then there are still a lot of qualities that you still have to develop in yourself, and that you cannot just rely on those characteristics in order to be a good leader. Okay, so all those who typed 1, 2, 3, and 4, you have a lot to learn with me today, because in some way or another, no, today's training is going to add to your knowledge. Okay, let's move on. Thank you for your answers. Okay, I'm going to break you out into small groups. Have you ever experienced being in small groups, no, in Zoom? You're going to see a button in front of you later that says join, and all you have to do is click that, and you'll end up breaking out into smaller groups. Now, what do I want you to do in your small groups? You have to answer these questions, no? What are your expectations today? Why do you want to lead? Or why did you accept this position of being a leader? And then, what do you think are your qualities, characteristics that qualifies you to be a leader? So while you're thinking on those questions, no, what are your expectations? Why do you want to lead? Because I'm going to give you limited time only to do this in your small groups. What's important is that you're able to share your answer, and that somebody is there in your group documenting, consolidating, summarizing your answers. And when I call you back into the main room, someone from your group has to report on your answers to these 3 questions. So before I break you out into your small groups, think already on your answers so that when you're with your small group, you already can immediately share your answers. Okay? So just give me time to break you out into your small groups. There's going to be 6 groups of you. And then when it's time to go back into the main room, it's either I'm going to forcibly bring you back in here after 5 minutes. You only have 5 minutes to discuss your answers. So that's why you have to be prepared, no? With your answers already to that 3 questions, or else you're gonna run out of time. And when it's time to leave, just click on the leave button and make sure that you will just leave the group. Do not leave the meeting, because if you leave the meeting, you'll end up exiting Zoom. Okay, so just leave your room. So are you ready now to go to your small groups? Just click the join button when you see it in front of you on your gadget, okay? Get ready. Just click the join button in front of you or on your gadget.
So nalingaw man ko
Join ka na.
Hamay ko ganit maligo ko
Kaya lang na duwa ang group mates. Di na si Lyra. May master, so siya exam.
Oo, nagwa sa.
Yeah. Thanks, kid, ha, for dropping by. O, diba? Nakulbaan ka sa dropping by.
Dropping by. Kulbaan ako, abi na ako niya. Face to face. Ang ko to, subulak mapuli na. Drop by, pagin ako niya.
Press sa pulse ko, ara ka karon sa taman, press ha. Mas
Okay.
man yung mga magwa.
Dala ko na ako tuwalya. Maligo ko na ha.
Go ahead. Thank you, Press. Thank you so much.
Okay. Ari lang ko, i-on ko lang, pero mabalik lang ko.
Yep.
Ay, Senti, hindi ka magsulod sa ila room. Kung makasulod ka sa ila room, pa-screenshot man ko, if ever.
Okay, sure. Or I can have them take a picture of their group. No worries.
Okay, thank you.
How was that experience? Did you have fun? Did you finish what you had to answer? Did everyone get to share?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm proud of you. It's not an easy task, no, to get everybody's answer in the given time. Roughly, that would be about a minute per person. So if you have to answer 3 questions in 1 minute, that's about 30 seconds per question. I don't know how conscious you guys were with the time. What's important is you all got to answer because your answers are important to me. Okay, let's do this. May I have someone from room 1? Have you chosen who will give the who will share for room 1?
Good afternoon, everyone. So our expectations is we want to make changes and improve the Filomerian body. Then second question.
Yes, why do you want to lead?
We want to lead because we have this serve and to make changes and improvements to our fellow students.
Okay. And then the third question is what qualifies you to lead?
For the third question, ma'am, I asked them if I could give the answer, the consolidated answer of the group. First, we have 2 answers for this actually. Our first answer is that we have the burning passion to lead. We have what it takes to make a change and to be the change. However, we have come to realize that if we are going to answer this, other leaders are going to answer the same way as well. So what is it unique in us to that qualifies us to be the leader? I guess the answer is because we have that qualities that the Philamerian students seeks for their leader to have. It is I came up with this answer probably because I think that the Philamerian people saw the qualities of a leader in us because as I have said that they need that suits our environment, because I believe that they could have not had trusted us if they do not think that we possess the qualities of a leader that they need. That would be all for room 1, ma'am.
Okay. Congratulations, room 1. Room 2, may I hear your answers, please? Room 2, go ahead.
I cannot.
What are your expectations? Room 2 was Angel, Julaine, Lyrica, and Winnie Ann. Can we hear from you, please? What are your expectations today? Anyone from room 2? Huh? Angel Grace Verano, Julaline Laubenia, Lyrica Batacandalo, and Winnie Ann Zabala. It would be nice if we can hear from you. Sige, maybe later. Let's have room 3, please. Keisha, Lay, Mark Marie, what are your answers to what are your expectations today? Anyone from room 3? What are your expectations today? Lay, Keisha, Mark Marie?
Isha will be the one who will answer, ma'am. They inulat namin dire.
Oh. Keisha, can you answer? If your connectivity is difficult, perhaps one of you could chat your answers to the questions. That's fine also. Okay. So how about room 4? We have Angel, Christelle, Christine, Lady Janice, and Quincy. Can we hear from you guys from room 4? What are your expectations? Does this mean that the other rooms were not able to accomplish the task? What did you guys do when you met in your small group? Anyone? Angel Grace, Christelle, Christine, Lady Janice, Quincy? No one? How about from room 5? Any volunteers from room 5? Room 5 is Maria Nina Isabel, Ken Alisasis, Kimberly Castro.
No, ma'am. No.
And Rosafe Denosta. Anyone from your group?
Hello.
Go ahead, please. Go
So
ahead.
these are the answers of room 5, ma'am.
Yes.
So as a leader, we expect that we will encounter hurdles throughout the way of our service.
Okay.
Hurdles that could stop us from achieving our goals, but as a leader, we should be brave enough to face these hurdles.
Okay.
For the second question, we lead because we want to serve other people with everything that we can offer. And for the third question, for
Okay.
us, being a leader is someone who is honest, brave, transparent, and confident enough to stand up for their fellow students.
Okay.
That
Can
would be
we
all for
repeat
room
that
5.
again? It's someone who is brave, transparent. What else?
Being a leader is someone who is honest, brave, transparent, and confident enough to stand up for their fellow students.
I like that. Now, when you say stand up, it's like representing others. Stand up for others. Now, especially those who cannot stand up for themselves. Is that what we mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for that. Okay, do we also have room 6 representative? Jamela, Vigiline, Princess, or Erica? Yes, go ahead.
Ako yung ma-present sa first question.
Sige, go. Expectations. Go ahead.
Is expectations. We expect to learn more, and also we expect of us being a leader that we can help our fellow students in any kind of way that we can do. Second is we believe that we are capable for this position that we have, and we want to lead because we know to ourselves that we can do it, that we are capable of being a leader and be their role model. And the last is because we are passionate with what we work, we love to share ideas, and also we love to help other people who in needs. Everyone could be a leader, but there are some qualifications to meet in order to become a good leader. It is to influence by using your words and actions, not your positions. The impact you
Oh, that's too bad. We're losing her. Did someone else in the group make notes also? Kanami pa man sang sabat sa last question. What's the name of the one sharing?
Regeline, ma'am.
Again, Mia?
Regeline. Her name.
Ay, Regeline Fano. Yes. Regeline. Yeah, okay, good. Kaya daw nag-ano ka, imo connection daw nag-lag. Can you read the last answer, please? Again. Regeline?
She has disconnected na, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
She's still here.
Oh, she's still here.
Reg, can you read that again? Just the last one. Gin off yan na gani iya camera, no? We'll go back. We'll go back to Reg.
The last one is because we kay ano ma'am.
Oo gani, nagalag siya. Sige. We'll get back to you later, okay? Or, if you can chat it, Reg, I would really appreciate it. Basi, pwede mo ma-chat na lang so that I can take note of it. Because, I'm taking note of your answers sa akong nga slides. Because we're going to get back to it later. Okay? So, I'm not taking anything for granted sa inyong mga ginasabat. Okay. Sige. So this, let me go back to what you were sharing. Okay. So your expectations, no? If I got it correctly. Can you see my slides?
And also we expect
You can see my slides, no? Okay. So these are your expectations to improve the Philamerian body. Hurdles, you expect to have difficulty ahead of you, challenges ahead of you. And you also expect to learn more today and find out something that you will be able to help your fellow students. That's good. And then you also want to serve as to why you want to lead, no? These are what's motivating you to be a leader, to serve others, to improve, to be a better person, to make changes. That means you are not happy with the current situation or the status quo. You want to serve with all that you have. You have the capabilities, no? That's why you want to lead. Sayang naman yung talents and capabilities if we don't use it to serve, right? And then you're a role model, no? Leaders are really supposed to be role models. And then what qualifies you to lead, no? There's the burning passion to lead. We are perceived as leaders. We are brave, transparent, honest, confident. We stand up for others. We want to create impact. So I need to get the rest of the answers from Regillian now when her connectivity improves. Okay, so we'll go back to these answers later. So I want to ask, no? Room 1, who led the sharing and why? Did everyone get to share their answers? Who reported the answers? Why was that person chosen to be the reporter? And then, was the group able to finish on time? Can someone from group 1 please answer? Room 1? Who was the reporter, Gani? Si Ninyo, no? O, Nins, you have to answer for everyone.
We divided the questions, ma'am. The first two were answered by Aliyah, and I answered the last question. Yes, ma'am. For who led the sharing, I guess, ma'am, I was the one who asked everyone their answers. Tapos, we were quick in consolidating everybody's answers. So I was like, I stated the question, and then I asked for one word from each one of them, and then we consolidated those. Aliyah was the one synthesizing our answers. And I asked Aliyah to report our answers, ma'am, because I told her she was hesitant actually about reporting the answers because she stutters in speaking, but we encouraged Aliyah because I think this should be an open opportunity for every one of us to develop their speaking skills. So I gave the task to Aliyah, ma'am. I asked her to report the first two questions. The only reason that I reported that I gave the answer for the last question was that I think the question was close to me, ma'am, was close to my heart. Yes, ma'am. That's what happened on room 1.
So I'm kind of worried that you may have dominated the discussion, and if indeed they were in agreement or basi natamad na lang sila to put up their own ideas, or they just wanted to get the activity over with, no? Everybody wanted to finish the activity, and that this was your method, no? Dividing the work given the limited time, no? So I commend your group because it was able to finish and deliver the output that was needed. Kaya di ba, in effective leadership, you need to get things done. But the question is, there are two types of leadership, no? One is dominant, and when you're dominant, people will just follow, and you get fast results that way. Or the other leader is consultative. Now, you ask the others what their opinions are, and then you put it together. Now, the tendency, though, when you are dominant, you tend to do things yourself, and later on, you realize, do ako naman lang ni tanan ang gainubra, no? But with the consultative, no, what is the tendency there? Because everybody contributed into the answer, members tend to be more active all throughout, no, the council time or the school year. Okay, no criticism. Sometimes, given the short period given to you, the dominant leadership becomes necessary. But when you have more time, the consultative leadership is the one that you can also use. How about the other group? Was it room 4 who was also able to give answers? How did you decide who will share your answers? And then how did you decide how you will answer the 3 questions? Can I hear from the others? Huh? Or did the same thing happen to you guys as the group of Nino? How about you, Mia? Were you in a group?
Yes, ma'am. I am in room 3. We were not able to share our answers because nag-inulan diri ma'am, like pag-ulang din, grabe ang ulan. And same experience to my group mates. We were we were in a short notice because of our internet. But what we did in our room is same to Nino's group. We divided the questions just to
Save time.
save time.
Yes.
But ma'am, in the last after we answered the questions, we shared bali-balis ka naman gid obra ma'am. We first finished the activity before we shared. Before we answered it one by one, the 3 questions. And yeah, there was a secretary to jot down our answers, and we finished it on time. We finished it on time. Hello. Hello.
First, wala ka. Audio.
Is it my net or Mr. Stay disconnected?
Okay. So what's an effective leader? Aliyah, could you read the definition of an effective leader? Go ahead, please.
Effective leadership. An effective leader is a person with a passion for a cause that is larger than they are. Someone with a dream, society, or at least some portion of it.
So
A leader will not and carry them.
Okay, into action. So again, no, an effective leader is a person with a passion for a cause that is larger than they are. Someone with a dream and a vision that will better society, or at least some portion of it. Also, without passion, a leader will not make the necessary courageous and difficult decision and carry them into action. So what differentiates an effective leader from ordinary leaders is their vision and their mission. You can lead in any situation, but are you a leader with a vision and a mission that will improve your society? Are you a leader that has a picture in her mind or his mind on how you're going to make a better Philamer? So without a dream or a vision of where you want to bring your Philamerians or your studentry, how can you measure your effectiveness? That is why it's important for you to have a goal. You have the school year ahead of you. What do you want the student council to accomplish? What changes do you want to instill? And the thing is, you have to have the passion for this. You have to really want it. And in order to really want it, you have to be able to answer all possible questions when your decision is challenged. So that means it is a worthwhile dream or vision that many people share. So if you see something wrong, it's also something wrong that is seen by others. It's just that you as a leader, you have a solution for it. Now the question is, are you going to be able to convince others that your solution is the best? So without passion, you're not going to have the courage to go up all the challenges and difficulties that people will challenge you for that solution that you have. Is that the best answer to solve the problems that you have in front of you? You have to be able to answer that. And you can only answer that if you're passionate about it, you believe in the right values, and you have the strength of will to carry out the action and the solution, no matter how difficult. Because if you do not have the passion and the determination, and you're not able to make the change that you plan, it will seem like you failed as a leader. This is why, although I've been with many organizations, although I have my own personal mission and vision, I had great respect for the mission and vision of the organizations that I joined. And I made sure that the organizations that I joined had missions and visions that agreed with my own personal mission and vision. This is my personal mission statement. And I hope as you mature as leaders, you're going to develop your own personal mission statement as well. Because when you undertake activities in your life, it's not just undertaken for that one moment. You undertake activities that will eventually lead to a lifetime of achievements. And every moment, every week, every month, every year is part of that lifetime. And they all have to contribute into that. Para you do not waste time. You are given these capabilities and talents by the Lord. And not everyone have those opportunities that you have as a leader. So you have to make use of it. Di ba ang ba nila sa Spider-Man, with power comes great responsibility. So with leadership comes great responsibility. You should not ignore these opportunities and make the most out of them. So this is my personal mission statement: to live out my words as a child of God, making lives better one person, one family, one classroom, one organization at a time. I've realized over 40 years of my life that I really am a teacher. This is why I have the ability to communicate well. And this is why my mission says I have to live out my words. Meaning, whatever I teach you, whatever comes out of my words as advice to other people, it's something that I also live out. It's also something that I apply, I practice for myself. And it's usually in conjoined siya to the reality that I am a child of God. So my Christianity means a lot to me. It is my faith that makes me believe that I should be of service to others, that I should be selfless, and that I should follow God's will. So for me, it is God working through me when I make the lives of other people better. No? Be it one person, talking to one person, be it my own immediate family, be it the classroom where I'm teaching in, or the organization wherein I'm president or chairman. So sa Lions, it is their mission to empower volunteers to serve their communities, meet humanitarian needs, encourage peace, and promote international understanding. These values agree with mine. No, I want to serve the community. I want to promote peace and understanding. And then in the Women's Council, this was a consolidated effort to come up with a mission, which is to co-create empowered women for community development. So co-creation is such a wonderful word that came out from our workshop of women presidents. And we do want to work together in order to empower the women that are being abused, women that are powerless, no, in our community. And then, so very much that agrees with me also, being a female myself. JCI Rojas Makawiwili's mission is to empower young active citizens to create positive change. So right now, as I'm conducting this leadership training with you, I am empowering you, young people, so that you have that knowledge, the education, the motivation to make that positive change in your respective areas of leadership. So this is why JCI is known as the University of Leaders, because we do encourage empowerment. No? We do encourage training, education, because it's education that we can take with us for a lifetime. And then lastly, being a part of Christian Family Movement, our mission is to promote Christ-centered family life and to help individuals and their families to live Christian faith in every day. No? So this is when we hold encounters for young people, married people, singles, solo parents, and all that, we are trying to evangelize them and make them understand that God is there with them in their trials, no? And they are not alone. So all of that, no, these organizations I joined were all part of my personal mission as well. So I hope you do not just spend your time joining one organization or another without your own, no, beliefs of how you're going to make a better society. I'm sure you have your own ideas as well. Okay, so this is leadership, no, the aspects of leadership. First of all, if you want to be a good leader, you have to be the type of person that can motivate teamwork. You know, it's not that easy getting people to pull in the same direction. Normally, we have, as leaders and in a council, you're all going to have different ideas. Now, how do you put those ideas together and then pull in the same direction? That's teamwork. Do you have the capability to do that? Also, do you have the capability to motivate other people? Motivation in student organizations and civic organizations is different from motivation in places where we work. Because when we work, we are being paid every hour, paid every day, paid every week. In the student council and the civic organization, these activities are done voluntarily. We are not paid for it. So how do you motivate others whom you do not pay? So you have to be able to nurture their passion, nurture their interests, no? And that is how you're going to motivate them. So in Lioness, for example, we have many global goals, and one of which is pediatric cancer, another is environment. So when we recruit members, they are members who want to help the environment, who want to help children with cancer. And that is how you motivate them to give of their time, their resources for free and voluntarily, because they share your passion. And then competence, no? You have to have the competence to be a leader. And that includes having your vision and your mission. You have to have a target, no? You have the target that you're going to move towards. And then you also have to have the competence of time management, the competence of emotional quotient, no? Because these are important for a leader. And then do you have the skills, which includes communication, good communication skills? Because no matter how many dreams and plans you have in your head, but if you cannot communicate it to others, if you cannot use your verbal skills in order to let others see the same vision, the same picture that is in your mind, how can you motivate them to share your vision? So you have to have good communication skills. So communication is also mentioned there, no? 2 items after. I always want to tell people who are in position of leadership that every time they get invited, no, to speak, they shouldn't just take it as a practice of anything that they copied on the internet of what other leaders said. Take every opportunity to speak to other people as an opportunity to give them a message that they can keep for life. Give messages that will make people think, that will make a difference. Even if you have to speak in the dialect, if all your audience are Ilonggo anyway, what's important is you can be heard, you are understood. It's not just a recitation of highfalutin words impressing people. You have to give a message. And that is that is actually the tip I'm going to give you. You as leaders, you're going to always have this opportunity to speak in front of the studentry. Diba? Whether opening remarks, special message, at the start of the class, you're going to have to talk in front of them, no? Use that as opportunities to share your advocacy, share your messages. Make a difference with every speech. You waste their time when you just copy and paste and read messages that don't mean anything to you or to them. Now, responsibility is about when you plan something, you have to see the implementation through. If something goes wrong, you have to take consequence for that. You have to bear the responsibility for that. One of the times during the JCI organization's parties, we held a fundraiser. Your teacher Lyra was with me. She was one of the chairmen in that event. It was a street party sa Baybay. And one of the events was a body painting competition. And one of the candidates developed an allergy to the paint. Now, because the artist used paints that were not that were his own. Okay, JCI gave them each, no, their allocated body paint to use on their models. But this particular artist, he used his own paints and they were not safe, no, to the human skin. So ang iyang model developed allergies. And since we were the organizer of that event, although it was the artist that did not follow our recommended procedure, still, no, we have to take responsibility for that person who developed an allergy during an event that we held. So that's taking responsibility, no? And then there's also power. This is the thing. A lot of leaders nagadako gid sa ulo when they are elected into positions. And I wish you would consider positions of leadership as opportunities to serve others and not to lord it over them. Stay humble. Because this is, as I said, an opportunity given to you by the Lord so you can help others and make a difference. So yes, you do have power because you were elected into a higher position compared to the regular student, but then that comes with huge responsibility. Okay, don't take it for granted. And then you mentioned earlier that you guys were perceived as leaders already. So that means you get the support from your studentry, no? Because they elected you into your positions and you were chosen now by them. So you should also equip your council to be able to function, and that has to do with the support part. No? So you guys have to have your chat room where you can coordinate well. You should have all the avenues that you need, the venues for your proper meetings. No? If it's not face-to-face, then use the Zoom as your support venue. Okay, so these are what leadership aspects are about. So I'm going to launch a poll, okay? So when a poll question appears in front of you, please answer. You can only choose one answer and then click submit, okay? So I'm going to launch, sorry about that, wait lang. I'm going to launch the poll now. Oops, wait lang ha.
This consists of 2 questions lang, ma'am.
Have you guys done a poll before? Who has experienced doing a poll before? Question to answer in Zoom? Wala pa? First time?
Yes.
Okay, sige. So when the poll question appears in front of you, you can only choose one answer and then you click submit. Okay, I'm going to
Launch the, sorry about that.
I'm going to launch the poll now. Okay, do you see the poll in front of you? There's only one question to answer. Which leadership aspect you think will be most challenging for you? So you click only one, no? You choose among teamwork, motivation, competence, skills, responsibility, communication, power, or support. The difference between skills and competence is this. Now, competence is something you already know, whereas skills is something you have to keep practicing. The more often you practice, the faster you can deliver. No, so doing numbers or math is a skill, because the more you practice doing the numbers, the faster you can answer. Motivating others with you, getting others to work as a team with you, which one is it, no? Exerting power, pwede ba na? Are you able to influence others? Do you have problems getting support from the studentry or other officers? Okay. Only 13 have answered. How about the others? You have to choose now. I'm giving you 3 seconds. Choose your answer already. Which one is the hardest for you in your opinion or as far as you know yourself? So communication has to do also with giving speeches and talking to others and making them understand your plans. 17 out of 22. How about the others? Please choose an answer because the results will help us all. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Do you see the results of our poll? So 12% answered that teamwork will be the challenge for them. 18% answered that motivation will be their challenge, getting others to work. Others, 12% competence, 29% skills, and then 18% communication, 6% power, 6% support. So the highest is skills. I'm glad, no, because this seminar is going to be able to help you. Okay, let's move on. So skills, no? Before we move to skills, because I'm going to discuss that also, I want you to understand power and influence. You might think that you're just in high school and wala pa na sa inyo paminsaron ang mga pag-influence ng iban or power over everyone. But actually, you guys are experiencing this, no? Popularity in itself is an influence. That is why it's important for leaders to be role models because you tend to influence others, no? So because you have the tendency to influence others, no, in your positions, you have to be role models because you want to be good influencers, no? You don't want to be the BI or bad influence. Diba? So how is power defined? Can someone read that for us? Quincy, can you unmute and read the definition of power?
Power, the ability to
It's okay, your dog wants to
marshal the human, informational, and material resources to get something done.
Yan. Get things moving. No, that's power. There's the power of money to get things moving. But we in the student council and the civic organizations don't often have the power of money. So how do you get things moving? No? So you work on passion of people, interests of people, love of people, no? For others, love of people for certain goals, certain causes, no? And that's how you get something done. And you also can play other ways, no? I'll tell you about that later. Now, definition of influence naman. Angel Grace Verano, is it okay? Can you read the definition of influence?
Influence is any attempt by a person to change the behavior of superiors, peers, or lower level employees.
So influence has to do with the human factor, influencing others. And you know, if you can influence others, you don't need power anymore. So when you are popular, people like you because you're pretty, because you're so nice, no? It's easier for you to make people follow you without having to exert power. Why am I discussing this with you? Kaya kabata pa sa inyo. I just want you to be able to motivate others. You cannot do these things yourself. No? Leaders do not accomplish things by themselves. But the fact that you're leading means you are leading other people. So if you have to lead other people, you have to exert power or influence. Okay? So this is why I'm letting you understand these things, even though high school pa lang kamo. No? So your influence affects attitudes, values, beliefs, behaviors of others. Ang isa ka popular na tao is friends with many people. And when you're friends, 'di ba? BI ka or good influence, ara gid na iya as part of your environment as friends. But because we are in leadership and because we are Christians, we want our influence to be good. No? So you have to be very strong in your good values, good beliefs, good behavior. How else can you influence others if you yourself are not exemplary? Okay? Okay, when they see you are not exhibiting ideal characteristics, daw hindi sila, imo credibility will become poor and you'll have a harder time getting them to follow you. But ang power naman is your capacity to cause a change in a person. Okay, so influence is more subtle. Power is you can compel them to action immediately. No? And because of your sheer positions, no? President, vice, secretary, you have power. Okay? And even in your power, may hierarchy. The secretary has to agree with the president. No? The vice president also, the vice has some secondary power to the president. No? So, pero the whole council still has power over the rest of the students. No? So you can make things happen in school just by the fact that you are in position in the student council. So I'm just explaining this so that you can exert influence, no, to the people who work with you, who do not work with you out of salary but voluntary service. Okay, so the thing is, you can reward. There's reward power. I-treat ta ka sa milk tea, no? Kung obrahon mo ni. There's coercive power, peer pressure na lang ya. Madali na, ikaw na lang balawala nagaupod sa amon. And then there's legitimate power, no? Because as I said, you are in a legitimate position to lead others because of your student council position. And then there's expert power. Akong pinakamayad dira, so you have to follow me. And then there's referent power, no? Nang perceived ka na as a leader, no? So it's easier for you to be a leader. Okay? Referent power. Okay? Next. I will not dwell on this so much, no, on tactics, but dasig lang. How do you influence others? You can consult them because when you seek their opinion, it makes them feel involved. So I'm very in favor of consultative leadership, no? Because when you ask someone for their opinion and their ideas, and you work at compromising or accepting their ideas, they tend to be more active and supportive of you because they came up with part of the plan, no? Then there's rational persuasion. Just by out of pure logic, i-try mo lang siya i-persuade, no, to do what you want. And then there's inspirational appeals, no? Ma-quote ka sa mga motivational si Gandhi or ano, di ba? Si Pres Joan Kagina, she was giving us inspirational mottos, no? You can do that too. And then there's ingratiating tactics, no? Making someone feel important. Wow! Blowing smoke up their ass. So you can do that, di ba la? No? Ang gwapo ba la sa imo? Sige na, no? Then there's coalition tactics, no? You're going to make them feel that you're partners in this, no? In what you're going to do, no? Working together. And then pressure tactics, of course. Intimidation, demanding, dominance, nagid lang niya, no? You can do that. No, huya-huya na lang siya magbalibad sa imo. Kay grabe, kay gidya ka dominante. That works also, no? But I prefer the consultative. It's more honest, no, rather than the rest of the tactics. But if you want, you can use that, no, if you want to exert more power and influence. Okay? Upward appeal, hambala si Teacher Lida. Teacher Lida, buligi ko diyo, hindi sa magbulig sa ako, no? No? So whoever is in higher position. Exchange tactic is mutual agreement, mutual exchange. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, no? So that also works. So, ari ang qualities of an effective leader. Honesty, di ba? Hambal yun ni Kagina. Why is it so important? Of course, no, if we are to be trusted by our population, they have to see that we're honest. Oftentimes, we do not have funds. We have to raise funds, and our people have to trust us with money. And then, it's so hard to trust someone nga doble cara. So you have to be honest as a leader. Also, you have to have wisdom. I know you're young, so you think maybe basi you're not that wise. But then there is your elders, your teachers, the faculty, your parents who can lend you wisdom. And as long as you think before you act, no? And pray before you act, wisdom is not going to be a stranger to you. And then courage, no? You have to have the guts to do this, no? Because you're trying to change something, not something others can do, no? Sincerity, no? Because if you're going to be passionate about something, you really understand what you're fighting for. And then your passion, your confidence, no? Gin-mention yun na ni, so hindi na ko gani masyado dwell on that kasi you know it already. So here's the second poll for you. Oh, answer that. Which do you think is your challenge? Which one among these qualities do you need to develop in yourself the most? Is it honesty, wisdom, courage, sincerity, passion, confidence? Be honest lang, no? Because anonymous money. I cannot see your answers except yes, in terms of statistics. 14 out of 24, pulo pa, wala kasabat. Please answer the poll. Which one do you think is something you need to work at, no? Among the 6. What you need to develop in yourself in order to be a more effective leader. Okay. Let's see. Okay, very good. Thank you. Have you all voted? I'll end the poll. And these are the results. Okay, so 10% wisdom ang ila weakness perhaps. 20% courage. 5% sincerity. 5% passion. 60% confidence. So, majority feel that confidence and communication are your weaknesses. And the thing is, you're not going to get to improve that just after this training. Confidence and communication takes practice. And ang akong tip lang sa inyo is that every time you communicate, just be clear with the message that you want to give. If you are clear with the message, it's easier to communicate. But if it's the thoughts and ideas of others that you're going to communicate, it will be hard for you. And it's hard to be confident giving the message of other people. But if you internalize it, what message you need to give, what message you need the audience to understand, and you personalize it, it will be easier for you to remember, easier for you to communicate. So don't borrow words from other people. Use your own words and you're going to be able to communicate it. I guarantee you that. And the thing is, practice, practice, practice. Even if you have to deliver the speech to yourself in front of a mirror or in front of your friends, you do it. Because that's the only way you're going to gain the confidence. Practice. It does not come overnight na pagbugtaw mo lang, confident ka na kagmayad ka na maghala. You just have to practice. So every opportunity you get, a chance to speak up, a chance to exhibit your confidence, you do it. Practice it. No? Hindi siya yan natural. Okay, moving on. So that was the poll that we answered. And the skills of effective leaders are these, no? Clear communicators. You do not have to be valedictorians, no, to communicate well. Use simple words. The simpler, the better. Because that the message has to be received. Kung kagamo sa imo maghambal, kay nagapinabugal pa sa mga kunano nga mga highfalutin words, nagagamo pa imo message, no? So just be simple and just say it. as much as possible, when you make a speech, when you have to deliver something, just use 3 points. Tatlo lang ka points. Support every point, deliver your message. Yeah? Amo lang na, just keep it simple. And then strong organization skills. Adtong gin-divide nyo ang trabaho in order that matapos nyo sabat, that you were already exhibiting organization skills. So when you can put together skills sa mga subordinates nyo with the task at hand, kag ini siya mayad ni siya mag-host, ini siya mayad ni siya magsulat, ini siya mayad ni siya sa logistics. So in order to have strong organizational skills, you have to understand anong skills ang mga kaupod mo. Because in order to organize them, you have to know anong i-assign mo sa ila. And then, the thing is, di ba teamwork kita diri? So you have to have confidence in your team. You are not a leader kung ikaw mismo ang nagapangamot. Supposed to be, supervise ka na lang niya. No, as much as possible, looking over everybody's, checking if they're doing their tasks correctly. So you have to trust them that they will be able to do the assignments that you give them. That is why dapat when you're a leader, you have to be willing to delegate and check lang on them and trust them that they will do it. Pero if they fail, understand that it will still be your responsibility and you cannot point fingers at the person na gindelegatean mo, ikaw man nagyapon masabat sang iya mga sala because you're the one that's supposed to supervise them and make sure that they're doing their task. Yes, you're supposed to trust them, but it's your job to check and make sure that if she cannot do it, you can help them do it. Okay? So you take responsibility for what you delegate. Okay? And then, you are a relationship builder. Are you the person who is usually the one causing the division? Then, dapat hindi ka maging leader. You are the type of person na intrahan mo ning organization, angan-angan, duha na kabilog ang organisasyon. Okay? A real leader keeps the organization intact. So when other members are having disagreements, ikaw dapat ang peacekeeper, bridge builder. No? And you have to be respectful to others. You know, as you grow up and you join other organizations, they have protocols, they have Robert's rules, they have parliamentary rules, no? I'm sure you guys have experienced some of that. But the bottom line na lang sila tanan is respect. Just accord people in position with high respect. And then when you communicate to others, just be respectful. Bottom line na lang sila respect. It's just that they formalize it by specific rules and regulations. Okay? You do not talk over each other. You let the person finish, no? Make a motion, any objection. So you're giving ways for all opinions to be aired, no, and voiced by using those rules. But bottom line mo lang sina, respect. And then be an example of integrity, no? What you say, you deliver. Hindi magpasalig. You know, when you're a leader, you don't make promises na because a yes is enough. More than a yes, binotig na na. No? That's what the Bible says. So, just have integrity. When you say yes, deliver. If you cannot deliver, say no. But say no in a nice way if you can. And just because nahuya ka magbalibad, mapinasalig ka, no. As a leader, you have to say what you mean. Even if you have to turn down somebody. Okay? And then where you are needed. No? If you are a representative of the third year level, you have to have influence among the third years. So, kinahanglan, in order to be an effective leader or representative sa inyo year level, may sort of, if not popularity, influence. No? Damo ka gid ya friends in your year level. Be friendly. Make as many friends as you can. Otherwise, hindi mo sila ma-influence. No? And then you have to be open to accepting criticism. That's the thing, no? When you do something in the public's eye, you are always in the public's eye when you're a leader. For sure, may malibak din na mo. For sure, somebody's gonna disagree with you. For sure, they will say negative things about you, how you look, what you said, what you did. But the thing is, stick to what's important. Are you effective? Are you doing the right thing? If the answer is yes, the criticism doesn't matter. But do listen and respect the people who are criticizing, because oftentimes there is a grain of truth there. Always. No? Bisan nga for a short time, tuod inang ginpanghambal nila nga negative about you. Just that the day after, hindi na, because you're no longer that. No? But there's always a grain of truth, so you respect that. No? Because that's their opinion, and that's their perception. And may naubra ka gid na iya for sure that led them to think that way. No? So accept mo lang na, but then just put it in perspective, no? Hindi man inatanan lang all about you. Qualities, more attitudes, more characteristics than just what they are criticizing. Okay? So, let's see kung ano dira ang inyong weaknesses naman, no? Okay? Let's see. Which team leadership skill do you think you must develop the most? Team leadership niya, meaning mayad ka magdala sang grupo. Amo ginayang leader. Okay? You don't lead yourself, you lead a group of people. So you always lead a team. Okay? Please answer. Which one is the skill that you need to develop most in yourself? Clear communicator, strong organization skills, confidence in your team, relationship builder, peacekeeper ka na, no? Respectful to others, exemplary in integrity, influential in core areas, no? In your specific area of responsibilities, or do you, in accepting criticism, mas inabudlayan ka? So which one do you think you need to work on the most? Okay, 15 out of 25, 10 more. Come on, answer na. Which one is your weakness? Choose your answer, please. All right, 19 out of 25 have already answered. Okay. So I think it's becoming clear to me, no? Nga after this training, you guys really have to have a communication training. Because it is appearing again and again that you feel this is your weakness, no? I know kabudlay to speak in public. It's like daw ginadunot ka no sang huya. And you get nervous and kabudlay gid yan, no? And you sometimes you get lost in thought, gatubang ka sa tanan, no? And you are very afraid nga patawan ka sang iban nga tao because you're in front of everybody's eyes. I know. That's why my tip to you is you have to believe in your message. Simple as that, but needs practice. So, ako naman, no, after this training, you should have speakers forum or speakers training, because as a leader, you really have to have the ability to communicate. And communication is not just being able to deliver your message. Even better is being able to hear your members. Listen to what they have to say. Because if you can put together everyone's ideas and work as a team, imagine what a dynamic group you will have. And usually, amo gid na iya ang key into having a very effective and dynamic group. Everybody is contributing into the plan and everybody is working towards the plan. No? Okay, we're almost done. Lapit na lang tayo. Just have a few tips for you guys. You already know what being a role model is, no? Uh, let's see. Maria Nina Isabel, can you read the definition for role model, please? Maria Nina Isabel, yes, go ahead.
No.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. What's a role model? Please read.
Live by example, demonstrate integrity, support people, be charismatic and energized, keep learning.
Okay, no? Amo na ang being a role model. They have to see the correct values in you. I know mabudlay, bala to live an exemplary life. But it is not going to be difficult if you believe in the values behind your ideal behavior. Why do you have to study? Why do you have to do good in school? Because you want a better future. Why do you have to wake up early and be on time for class? Why? If you can answer all of that and internalize all of that, and agree na yes, it is worth being on time. It is worth exercising every day and keeping healthy. Mga amo sina, your values have to be internalized. Otherwise, sometimes you are a role model at sometimes you are a rebel. No? So as a leader, you have to be more advanced, no, in internalizing values because you lead by example. No? And then Jamela May Falco, please unmute yourself and read what is an inspirer.
Inspire. Create an inspiring vision, set direction, direct emotion, energize people, encourage risk-taking and experimentation.
Ayan. Another way siguro to call an inspirer is an adventurer. Make plans an adventure. Make activities exciting. Because when you engender this or nurture these emotions from other people and make other people excited over the same plans that you have, that's inspiring, no? And it's not just giving inspiring messages. You also have to share in the same passion and emotions and energies, no, as these people working with you in the same activity. And then who else? Keisha Luz Ilanga, can you unmute yourself? Please read what is an enabler.
Help people grow, empower others, build teams and collaborative relationships, and leverage diversity, build synergies.
Synergies, no? Thank you. So when you say enabler, you empower other people, you help others, you give others opportunity, you let them work together, collaborate, no? Build relationships, make others enter into fellowship, no? And the thing is, do not let others, don't be too similar. You know what I mean? Your group doesn't have to be a group of purely studious people. Hindi man kilalang imo grupo puro athletic, puro maalam, puro muna. As much as possible, leverage diversity. Because when you have representatives from all kinds of groups, you're gonna come up with the best ideas, the best activities that suits everybody. No? So that is why diversity is the best. When you have brainstorming, do not squash down the nega people. Because actually, even those people supporting you can also think the same way as those that are not supporting you. But the important thing is you balance all the positive and negative and try to come up with a compromise so everybody's happy. I know we cannot please everyone. That's a reality. But it is true that as a leader, you must be able to please the majority. So achiever, no? Princess Jamiel Mamay, can you unmute yourself and please read what is an achiever?
Good afternoon. So, achiever is focus on results, be persistent, discover and pursue opportunities, lead change, learn from feedback.
Okay, no? So, achiever means you deliver results. Okay? So, I think a lot of us at the beginning, we're not able to deliver the results of a small group sharing because communication was our problem. Nahuya ta maghambal sang aton answers. So, you as leaders, you have to really work on being achievers. Do not focus on your weaknesses, but focus on being able to serve, being able to deliver the results. Don't worry about your communication skills. In fact, the people who are the ones that can be identified with are those gani nga are not so bright, not so academic, not so intelligent, but they can feel what others are feeling. This is why the audience will feel for you as well. No? So do not worry about sounding too intelligent, sounding too knowledgeable. That's not the important thing. What's important is just that you're understood and you understand your audience. Okay? So, last na ni nga poll for the day, no? Which one among these are your assets? So, when I say asset, this is what you think you are strong in, no? Which leadership attribute do you think is your asset or strength? Being a role model, being an inspirer, being an enabler, being an achiever. Out of 24. Come on, answer you guys. Which one is your asset? Which one is your strength? Okay. 18 out of 24. Any more? 19 out of 25. Sige. Which one is your strength? Okay. Nice. So these are the results. Most of us are confident that we can inspire others, no? And that means you have to have a vision, huh? You have to have a plan. Okay? Make sure you want to change something for the better, but it's not enough to have an opinion. Hala ka lang criticize ang current status quo. You have to have a solution. And that's the inspiring vision, the solution to the problem that you see in front of you. Huh? Remember that. Okay? So, last na lang nga slides na kon is regarding in your time management. Because as a leader, you have extracurricular activities outside of your studies, no? So, if you put in too much activities, you tend to have a burnout, no? If you don't manage your time well. So ako na mga tips sa inyo for time management other than keeping a planner bisan sa cellphone mo lang, no, of your activities para you don't forget anything and having notes. Do you know when is the time that you are most attentive, most productive? Is that morning, afternoon, or evening for you? Abi, you answer in the chat. Kung sa morning ka pinaka-productive and pinaka-alert imo mind, answer 1. If afternoon ikaw pinaka-productive, answer 2. If gabi or evening ikaw pinaka-energetic and productive, answer 3. Can I see that in the chat? When is your most productive time? Mas damo ka na uubra. imo mind is able to absorb. Okay, good. So what's important lang is that you know when your productive time is, because that is when you should schedule the most difficult tasks. You know naman, whether studying or doing activities, there is always this most difficult or challenging task. You do that during that time that is your most productive time. And then, sa mga times nga medyo low energy ka, hindi ka masyado alert, no? Those are the times you do manual stuff. You do household chores, no? Mga amusina nga bagay. Read your books, mga muna. So, tip lang na sa time management, no? Para nga you can do more because that is your productive time. So use your lists, your calendars, your notes, deliver as promised, and be on time. Don't be tardy, be exemplary in timeliness. And the important thing is have enough sleep. Kung kulang imo tulog, you will not have the energy the next day to do all the things you need to do. Imo brain mahinay man when you don't get enough sleep. So 8 hours of sleep, you give that as a gift to yourself every day. And I promise you the next day, you don't need drugs, you don't need coffee, you don't need uppers. Just enough sleep and you will be able to finish all that you need to as you scheduled for the day. And then eat healthy, exercise regularly. Now, because our bodies are like machines. The more we use them and the more we maintain them, now the better they are. So just don't take that for granted. These are God-given bodies that we have. Take care of it. Eat healthy, exercise. Okay, and by exercising, not just burning the carbs, you also do strength exercise para nga imo endurance will be better. Endurance. As leaders, dapat energetic kita na daan per mo. No? So, bisan damo na atong activities, we all had our classes, may mga activities during recess, lunch, after class, you still have the energy to do all of them because you have very good time management habits. Okay, so please take note of that and keep that in mind. And then, I want to ask you this, no? What is your weakness among these, no? These are the 7 sins or temptations. Siguro last is tanan nga ginapagustuhan mo ay mulawas, no? Other than just sex, it can be any addiction, smoking, drinking. Gluttony, too much eating. Greed, too much power or money. Sloth, you get lazy. Wrath, madali ka mangakid. Pride, no? And envy. Being leaders, pride and envy is the most common sin. Kadako sang aton mga ulo, hindi kita magpa-perde. We are always right. Envy. You bring down other leaders who seem to be doing better than you. Amo ni permi aton pinaka-common na sin. So as leaders, dapat i-control nato ng envy. Control your pride. Stay humble. There will always be someone better. Always. Do not envy. You have your own strengths. You have your own God-given gifts. You do not need to envy others. For sure, may sarili man na siya nga problems and challenges. You know, we really are created equal. We all have problems, we all have strengths. Ara lang sometimes, depende lang kung saan o nga time nga you are in the spotlight, no? But believe me, no? We're all created equal. Okay, so what's next? I want to ask you this. What's your temptation? Which one is your weakness? Last na ni. And be honest, it's anonymous anyway. Which one is your most frequent sin? Which one is your temptation? Interesting answers. The 7 deadly sins, no? All right, okay. 16 out of 25, come on, answer. Which one is your temptation? It's important that you know what your weaknesses are. How else are you going to change yourself for the better? And you have to be aware. So you do not put yourself in situations you get tempted. And fight these temptations and tendencies that are negative. Okay, let's see the results. Dun, 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 dun. So 14% gluttony. This is stress eating most likely. Now, kung stress kita, we eat more. So you have to do something about that. Rather than eating, convert your energies into exercising, convert your energies into other hobbies, plantita ka man, reader ka man, distract yourself. It's not just food that is the solution. Okay? Wrath. Dali ka mangaki. You have to have anger management. Learn to distance yourself from a situation. Control your bakbak. Because that is where all the sin is going to come out when you have wrath. If you need to take yourself out of the room, do so you do not sin by the diarrhea coming out of your mouth. Sloth, okay? Laziness, no? Naabot gid niya sa aton. There are just days na you just want to lie down in bed, not do anything and be lazy. But when you are given a responsibility to do, you cannot afford to be lazy because there are other people depending on you. No? So you already accepted this position, do your best with it. Be lazy next year when you don't have a position anymore. Okay? Greed, career, you want power, you want promotion, money, that can happen. You know, syempre third world country kita. But happiness does not come with material things, no? You will learn that more as you grow up. Usually it's in relationships, no, that our happiness lies. And then envy, the most common that we have is pride. Because leaders gid man niya, grabe sa pride. Because we are achievers. Sometimes ginahambal man nila, may kakarapatan man kita, no, to have the pride that we have. We accomplish so much. But nano na ginay mo accomplishment compared to other people? As I said, there will always be somebody better. Somebody more handsome, somebody more accomplished, no? Somebody prettier. So, yes, you are gifted by God, but use that, no, to help others. Do not use that to have a better opinion about yourself. Confidence is good, but you do not have to boast about it. People will just see it. You don't have to say it. Okay. Thank you for sharing of yourselves, no? Last slide na kon sa inyo. The true test of leadership is succession with the vision and mission intact. In every organization, di ba, may purpose na siya. If the next year, the leader after you succeeds and the purpose of the organization is still there, that is a true test of leadership. So what kung mayad-mayad ka during your term? When after your term, napatay man ang organisasyon? That's poor leadership. That means though ikaw lang galito ya. You were not leading people, you were not inspiring people to continue with the vision and the mission, ikaw lang to ya. That's not leadership. And then, this is one thing I learned from JCI. Do your best in every position undertaken and move on. Don't be secretary for life. Don't be president for life. Keep changing your position so that you will keep learning. Be better. No? Amo namon motto sa JCI, be better. I love that. So if you want to be better, you say yes at every opportunity that comes your way. So pag ask me, Teacher Lira, can you give a leadership training? I've never given a leadership training in the past. But can you tell? So this is my first time to give a leadership seminar. no? But I have a lot to share because of my experience. I am not a stranger in leadership. In fact, if the true test of leadership is succession, I am very proud to say that JCI is already 6 years old or more after 2016 leadership ko. Capiz Lioness, which I started 3 years ago as Tasubong, is going strong. And the Raw City Council of Women has already how many presidents after me, and it's still active. No? So I have things to share. I'm not a perfect leader, of course, but I am an effective leader, and I want to share that with you because I want you to be effective also in what you do. Okay? So before we end, please write 3 things that you learned about yourself today that you want to improve during the school year. Can you do that? Because you cannot end this seminar without a resolution for improvement. You have to have a plan on how you're going to improve yourself. So please write down 3 things that you will do. No? When you say resolution, it's a promise. It's a commitment to yourself that you will do this in the coming year so that you will become a better leader. Diba? You learned a lot about yourself with the polls and the tips that I gave here. So for the upcoming school year, anong 3 things that you promise you will do so that you can become a better leader? Three things.
We'll just chat it on the chat box, ma'am.
Oh, this is something you have to write for yourself.
Okay.
You don't have to share this with me because this is a commitment that you're promising yourself. And for yourself, I hope that 12 months is enough time to accomplish what you want. And I wish you luck on that. No? I wish you God bless on that. I really hope that in 12 months you accomplish what you commit today. So please, write down those 3 resolutions. Put it in your notes in your gadget or write it somewhere that you can revisit it once in a while so that you can keep track of the improvement that you want to make to become a more effective leader. So while you're finishing that, I'm sorry I ate into your gaming time, but I just want to check if we were able to accomplish the objectives or expectations that we sent out at the beginning. So please finish your resolutions to yourself. So what were we planning to accomplish today? Define what is an effective leader. No? It's someone who delivers results, creates change for the positive or change for the better. Know what are the qualities and attributes of an effective leader. No? Damo kita sinatunan. Identify the strengths and weaknesses in leadership. So inyong mga weaknesses, inyong mga temptations, work on it. No? Na it will no longer incapacitate you and make you into a weak leader. No? Create resolutions to improve leadership. So that's what we are doing now. So while you're finishing that as well, congratulations everyone for achieving your objectives for today. Please do accomplish your resolutions, no, for a better leader in you. And I look forward to that, seeing your faces in the future in other positions of leadership. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to invite you guys to that, no? Because you're all, for those that are 18 years old and above, we have a virtual young adults encounter on August 14, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. It's a whole day thing, and it's all on Zoom. If you want to register, today is the last day, and it will help you find your direction, find your mission, your life calling. So should you be interested to register, that's the registration HTTP link. So I can try to put this in your chat so you can click on it and register should you want while you're still doing your resolutions. So you can click on that link should you want to register for this. So it's a day, it's a gift to yourself and a day with the Lord.
This is noted, ma'am. Thank you so much for your invitation.
Thank you also for having me.
Okay. At this point, everyone, we would have a open forum, an open forum. So if may questions kamo guys, please do drop at the chat box or PM me if you are shy to ask Miss Thursday. I know Miss Thursday is very willing to answer our questions regarding on leadership. So please do drop your questions.
JCI also has effective communication modules. No? Perhaps you may be interested in those. You can coordinate with Teacher Lyra.
Ma'am, I have a question about JCI. May age limit siya, ma'am, on how to join?
May age limit ba tayo, Press Joan? Up to 40. That's the limit. Below 40, you're welcome to join.
Oh, 18 to 40. Okay, thank you.
I know that the Capiz Leos are in Philamer, no?
Actually, we have officers here who are also part of the Capiz Leo Club, FCO chapter. So before this webinar, they are familiar if who is Miss Thursday Ortiz. So yeah.
Yeah, we've had several activities there with Philamer, especially sa environment, no, with the Capiz Leos. And then JCI has also held several symposiums there, no, including I am not a problem, I am a solution, the mental health awareness. And that's what you are, no? Each and every one of you, you are solutions. If wala man leaders in the community, wala sang mapatigayon sa mga solutions sa aton mga problems, no? So I hope you're aware that the Lord is using you as the instrument to the solutions to the problems around us.
Okay, any questions, guys? I know this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to ask the Miss Thursday Ortiz. So we have to grab this chance to ask her any question.
If you encounter any challenges, no, do feel free to ask. Also, this is probably not the first leadership training you've had, and most likely it won't be the last, no?
Indeed, ma'am.
This is a skill that's a lifetime to develop. So I'm sure there will be more. And should you invite us again, it's very welcome also.
Actually, we are planning to have, this government is planning to have leadership training. We will open this to other school organizations in Philamer, particularly in the senior high school department. So I hope this will be not the last, ma'am, Thursday.
Right. It's funny because I actually asked your teacher Lyra to become a leadership training speaker somewhere else, no? Because somebody else was looking for one. Kapani nga ginhaboy niya sa akon for you guys. But you know, this is an advocacy. We always want others to be better through our own experience. So we do want to help you guys. So wala gid problema.
Ma'am, before we proceed, siguro, ma'am, with the last part of the program, I'd like to grab this chance na lang, ma'am, to thank you and the rest of the JCI for giving us some of your precious time this afternoon. We know that you have a lot on your table. You have a lot of things to do. Yet you had given us your time and here in training us and honing us to become leaders. We are very, very grateful, and I personally, my words aren't enough to express my gratitude. We owe this to you guys, and we look forward, ma'am. We hope na someday soon mapagbibigyan ulit kami. We look forward to more collaborations with JCI in different aspects. Perhaps we could collaborate naman po in women empowerment someday soon. That's part of our platform, in mental health, and I think we could work out the environment, ma'am. So in behalf of the whole government, ma'am, I really wanted to thank you and the rest of the JCI team. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Very welcome. Now press John. Malay mo, we are looking at the faces of our future mayors, congressmen, and governors. If we love our city, we love our province, we really want it to be better. These positions of leadership, ang way to go faster to bring about the change. No? Ay, hindi ko lang matake yung corruption, but that's why we should keep our idealism with us, our honesty, our integrity. No matter what the trials will be in the future. So as a token of gratitude, is it okay if I ask Nino to share one of his resolution perhaps, and I would feel gratified that I made a good effect today?
Yes, ma'am. So one of my resolution is to avoid one of the, I not disclose the sins on the 7 deadly sins of a leader. I need to avoid one thing there that has been bothering me not only in my leadership journey but in my journey as a student as well. Perhaps I have developed that sin. I have noticed that I have developed that sin since we started with a virtual learning scheme. And I hope I guess it is being suffered man by students like me. And then to encourage my weaknesses, I have one weakness na I will not disclose lang liwa ulit, ma'am. And I need to improve on that field, I guess, because that I have been noticing that lapse in my leadership. Yet, however, I do not have I am not perhaps I do not have that realization on how to improve on that field. But with the talk, with the exchange of opinions that you have given us, ma'am, I have created a scheme on how to address that problem, and hopefully hopefully I'll try that on, and hopefully it becomes successful. And I have to improve on certain aspects such as confidence siguro, ma'am. I mean I know it would be ironic for my fellow officers to hear na I have to improve on confidence because they see me talk all the time. Pero I think talking is not just the only aspect to measure someone's confidence. Perhaps it's gaining confidence in making decisions, um having that courage to make decision, knowing that that decision affects the rest of the studentry. Perhaps I have to improve on that, well, on that as well, ma'am. And with the talk, I was able to have motivations, and I was able to have courage on deciding to what I think is right nga, to what I think um to make a decision that a decision that I think the rest of the studentry agrees with me, ma'am. I think those are my 3 resolutions.
So don't forget to consult, Haninyo. That's the best way to gain confidence because you know you're not the only one. Diba? When you
Yes.
consult others and they agree with you. No?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
it's a good thing you have this good group of leaders with you, your good group of friends, kay sila inang imo i-consult. No? You don't have to make the decision alone and bear the responsibility alone. That's the good thing about it.
Yes, ma'am. That's part of the 3rd resolution, ma'am, na the scheme that I have created, ma'am, to address the 3rd resolution, ma'am.
So happy to hear that. I pray you will succeed, and in 1 year's time, lain naman ang mga items na you want to improve because na-overcome mo na. No? So I wish you luck, Ninyo. Is there anyone else who wants to share? Okay.
I think, ma'am, one member is asked if she could ask a question. I think the Vice Governor, ma'am, has a question.
Yes, please. Very welcome. Do ask.
I believe she's trying to connect pa. I believe she's trying to.
Si Rana ba?
Yes, ma'am. She's trying to connect pa. Na-disconnect siya dati.
Ari siya? Rana?
Ara na siya. Nan. Ayun. Yes, Ran.
Audio by Ran. How come we can't hear you?
I think po, ma'am, there's a damage in my laptop.
You sound good now, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay po. Before I want to ask you a question, ma'am, I want to introduce myself. I am Rana Chala V. Reyes, the Vice Governor of FCUSR SHS. And we have met already because we were in the same event, last induction of the Capiz Leo Club and the Lions and Lioness. So my question goes this way. Since you have mentioned, Bam, before you have discussed your lecture kanina, I want to ask you this because you have already mentioned naman nga man ang FCUSR SHS naman damo ang mga girls compared sa boys because in your time opposite ang natabo. So my question is, what are your thoughts on the rise of female leaders and why the world needs more female leaders?
I think indeed, no, women empowerment has already starting to harvest the fruits, no? Adtong hambal naton balang men and women are equal. Sadto, that was a fable. They did not believe that. Pero now, I'm sure every one of you believes that now. So this is why wala na, it's I have a feeling ang gender inequality naga-shift na sa LGBT. Not anymore women ang dihado, no? Even in terms of dynamics sa family, it's not just the men that are the breadwinners. It takes both of them now. So though na equal na gid man, we are already harvesting the fruits, no, of mga previous na mga campaigns in the past, starting from the 60s. So that is why also, because of our nurturing capabilities, women always want to take care of their children, di ba? So that extends to our studentry, it extends to the home, it extends to the school, it extends to the community. Even the love for the environment is an extension of our love for our children and the future. No? So this is why hindi layo maging leader for a woman who loves her children and wants to take care of the home, because we also want to take care of the bigger picture as well. No? So I think that is the reason that nagadamo man ang women leaders, even in the civic organizations globally, mga presidents puro na babae these days. No? And tama si Ninyo, it's no longer whether you're male or female, it has become irrelevant. It's just the qualities that you have. No? I just hope na hindi man magka-insecure ang mga kalalakihan, because naga-majority na kita ang females, no? Even sa mga courses that used to be all male, like engineering, architecture, ara na kita. No, wala na. It's not as important anymore. Now, I think ang mas dehado na and ang dapat proteksyonan na from bullying are the LGBTs. No? So, ma-shift na kita from to it, di ba? We always want to help the powerless. We always want to protect those that cannot protect themselves. So, dira na, who are the bullied ones, who are the kaluluoy ones sa aton na society, sila naman aton buligan. It's not the women anymore.
Thank you so much, Ms. Thursday.
Thank you for your
Any question, guys, before we proceed to our next part of the program? Okay, hearing none, I guess Ninya. Now we will go to the awarding of the certificate for our speaker. And okay. Okay. Let's proceed again to the awarding of certificate. The certificate reads, next slide. Philomer Christian University Senior High School Student Republic Cross City Capiz. Certificate of Recognition is awarded to Mrs. Rosemary Thursday O. Honrado for her valuable time and effort rendered as resource speaker for the topic Effective Habits of a Good Leader during the Philomer Christian University Student Republic Senior High School's Leading in the New Normal FCUSR Senior High School Virtual Leadership Summit 2021. August 6 to 7, 2021, given the 7th day of August in the year of our Lord 2021, signed Ms. Lira Sheen Azarce, Advisor of FCUSR Senior High School, signed Mrs. Sheila C. Soresca, Principal of the Senior High School Department, and signed Nino Angelo de la Paz, Governor of FCUSR Senior High School. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Gid. After this, ma'am, we will just email the soft copy of the certificate to you. By you will just contact Ms. Lira for your email. And
Thank you very much.
I would like to request everyone to please open their cams again for another photo opportunity with Ms. Thursday and Ms. Joanne. Okay. Okay.
Please open your cameras.
Sino picture niya?
Yeah.
Walang me.
Okay.
Kasi magwa ni bala sa Facebook, di ba? Sayang naman yung opportunity for your mileage.
Okay. Ikaw account min.
Guys, open cam tanay tanan, guys.
Picture na ka. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Isa pa, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay na. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Let's proceed to the last part of our program. This is paraffol ni Miss Lyra Sheen Azarce. She is trying to magsulod as of now. Okay. Yesterday, we had our paraffol, and the winners are for third prize, we had John Carvelado of STEM. Second prize yesterday was given to Quincy Denyola, and the first prize of 500 pesos was given to Regeline Pano. So today, to commence our last day of summit, Ms. Lyra will sponsor again our prizes. So let's proceed. Unang tadanay ang third winner. Okay, Miss Board Member, please do the honors. So our third prize goes to, with a 200 pesos GCash loader cash, wow, goes to our TVL Mayor, Julian Laubenia. Congratulations. Okay. Next is with a price of 300 pesos or GCash load. Second prize goes to De La Paz. Okay, our second prize goes to our Governor Nino Angel De La Paz with a 300 peso load or GCash, 300 cash or load. And our first winner is wow, our first prize of 500 pesos or load goes to Lay Orola. Congratulations. Will give it, okay. So to recap, our first winner is Lay Orola. Second winner is Gov Nino Angelo de la Paz. And our third winner is Julene Laubenia. Congratulations. Okay. To finally end this program, may I call on our Governor Nino Angel de la Paz to deliver his closing remarks.
Hello guys, good afternoon once again. Good afternoon to once again to our JCI guests. This has been a long summit for all of us. I would like to commend the people behind this summit, the working group who has been working so hard since day 000. They have been working out this event for weeks. For weeks already, all the preparations, all the publication materials. I have butt in some of your meetings, but some of your meetings which I was not able to attend in were meetings na hanggang magdamag, hanggang early in the morning, and I really I'm so much grateful for the dedication that you have given for this event. As I have said nga before, yesterday and before yesterday, my words aren't enough to express my gratitude for the dedication that you have given this event. This event would not be possible if not of you guys. And of course, I would like to thank our speakers yesterday from Sir Carnaje, Ma'am Alvarez, and today, Ma'am Honrado. We are really, really very much grateful. And I would like also to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the senior high school administration, from our principal, Ma'am Sureska, to Ma'am Lira, to everyone who supported this event. We are doing this event for everybody. We owe it to our constituents to equip ourselves with the necessary skills that we need to have in order to govern them properly, in a one whole school year of governance to come. I hope that each and every one of us has our own takeaway from this event, and I hope that we apply to our leadership journey the skills that we have had taken from this event. If I could ask you one thing, that is to relay everything that we have learned here to our fellow students. Not everyone is as fortunate as us to have been elected to the SR. Not everyone is as fortunate as us to have a one-on-one talk with our commendable speakers. Not every one of us has this opportunity to learn. So I ask everyone, I appeal to all of you to let us spread the knowledge that we have learned to our fellow students. Let us spread the knowledge that we have learned to our constituents. Let us not be selfish in sharing our ideas, our knowledge, everything that we have learned to our constituents, because after all, they are the reason why we are here. They are the reason why we are experiencing this leadership summit. And wouldn't it be nice, or wouldn't we be grateful to see our fellow students empowered than they were before? Wouldn't we be grateful to leave Philamer a better place than when we came? That is my challenge to each and everyone. Let us, whatever knowledge that we learn in our journey as in the Student Republic, let us spread this knowledge to our students. In that way, we will fulfill our vision of an empowered Philamer. Thank you very much, everyone. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Gov. Minyo Angelo de la Paz. And that's it, guys, for our Leading in the New Normal FCUSR Senior High School Virtual Leadership Summit. And this has been Mia Factolerin, your host for today. I hope everyone is fine and healthy. See you when I see you. Thank you. Thank you also to Miss Thursday and Miss Joanne. Very thankful gid kami po. Thank you so much for today.
Welcome. Good luck, guys.
Thank
Have
you
a
po.
good weekend.
Thank you po.
Good job.
Thank you po.